Hello, everyone, here playing Farming Simulator 22 on Frankenmuth, Michigan, and since last episode of it, I'm busy just doing field work and liming and planting and just all kinds of little odds and ends around the farm here. We're going to pretty much continue with that here this episode, continue planting, that is. Between episodes, I went ahead and got the potato field here combined up. Stop here a minute. Go look at the map here a minute so I can show you folks what I did. Took field 10 of it, combined it up with field 11 and field 22, so I just kind of cut off the little hook there on 11. That's now, I guess, a separate field. I'm not sure what we'll do with that, to be honest, Evan. And then same thing with 22, cut that off. So now we got, not quite double, but pretty close to double the size of the potato field here. And I figured, Evan, seeing how I put lime on it, I maybe should just lime the rest of it so it's all the same. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that here in a minute. I'll probably just throw a hired worker on this, and hopefully he can finish this up here with no problem. At least I'm hoping anyway. So like I said, I'm gonna throw a hired worker on that there. But yep, looks like we're spaced good. Excellent. So we'll leave him to that. Let's see. So what is that one? That's the seed tender out there. Probably need to bring that back at some point. And then also, yes, between episodes, I haven't been busy working on cultivating here as well. The T9 finished up on this field, so we're going to move on from that. And oh yes, everyone, we got something sitting in the driveway there. Unfortunately, I don't think we actually have anything that needs to be cultivated right at this point, so that might just have to sit here for now for this episode. Yeah, we'll leave that parked there. So yeah, that's, all this inferior equipment we've been using lately. I figured it's time we actually, get some proper farming so we can actually get some farming done. Oh, yes, I'm just look at that beauty, huh? John Deere 9620RX with a 2680 high-speed discs behind it. Just makes the drool start, doesn't it? Okay, anyway. Like I said, I don't think we'll be doing any cultivating necessary this episode. In fact, I think we got all the cultivating actually more or less done on most of our fields here. If we go check our screen here a minute, field 4 needs to be done yet, but then 13, 12 is done, 21 is done, and I guess that's considered stubble tillage. Yep, that's stubble tillage. 23, like I said, needs to be done. I would like to do something with 22, everyone. I'm not entirely sure what, but I'd like to do something with just to kind of clean it up and either paint over it or plant it, or I don't know, do something with it. Did a live stream here as well last night, everyone, and I mentioned in the live stream on this map what I should have done, everyone. We got the new potato chip factories down here. If I would have thought of it, Evan, I should have put the new potato chip factories up here in this part we cut off from field 11. That'd been made, like perfect sense, right? But, oh well, alas, I didn't do that. So, oh well. Anyway, let's grab our planting tractor, everyone. Finished up here. Also, between episodes, got field, let's see what numbers that field 9 is planted. So we're going to move on from that. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what to do with this little small part of 11 here, everyone. Maybe we'll throw something on it, maybe. It just seems like it's barely big enough to, do anything with it, right, everyone? But I figure we're going to switch over to corn here for now. And speaking of corn, let's actually take a quick look at this. What do we want to all put in corn? I think sunflowers, well, I don't know. Sunflowers are our highest demand yet. That and potatoes, hard to say. Pretty good there. I should really probably spend an episode on just going through this stuff too, making sure we're looking pretty good. Surprisingly, it looks like we're doing halfway decent on most of this stuff, everyone. I wasn't sure how fast, the chip factories would use the produce, but assuming they're working, which I think they are, but they're not doing that bad. I mean, we're definitely not out of potatoes here by any means yet. Sunflower oil is definitely a little low, but I put down 2 more, or is it 3 more? I thought it was 2 more. 2 more oil factories here a couple episodes back, so hopefully they're getting a little better. I don't know that they're necessarily catching up because there's a little bit in that one, a little bit in that one. 25, 23. Oh yeah, I would say they're actually looking halfway decent here now. I haven't actually finally maybe catching up. Before I know a couple of these Scrofty factories were looking a little low. Like a couple of 1,000 liters. It's like, oh boy. So I'm thinking corn in the field right in front of us here, everyone. We had corn in that a couple seasons back, so I think we're going to do that again here. And actually, wait a minute, this one needs fertilizer, right? What I should do, Evan, because this particular planter doesn't put down fertilizer. I should use this one to plant the soybeans, shouldn't I? Let's actually do that. I know, I hate to do this, Evan. We're going to get the red planter out. It's terrible, Evan, terrible, terrible. Oh, what are you going to do? The red planter, Evan, has fertilizer on it. Now, mind you, Evan, there is actually a modded version of this John Deere planter that has fertilizer on it, too. It'd be tempting to upgrade to it, wouldn't it? Or, Evan, if we don't do fertilizer, we do have the option of using some of the other fertilization equipment we have available to us. That might be an option as well. Not that, by the way, of course. What else? Fertilizer spreaders. Got the John Deere R4045, and they're not too bad. Yeah, I think we'll stick with the plan. Everyone do soybeans here with this planter. And I'm thinking for soybeans, everyone, maybe we'll do that small patch there, but I'm also thinking the field... numbers is number 4. I think we'll maybe put soybeans on that field. And seeing as how that field is not cultivated yet, let's just maybe park this over here for now. I almost need like a little map where I can just map out what we need to plant here, everyone. Normally I don't pay that close attention to what we plant. I want to just plant whatever I feel like planting, right? But with the factories we have here, everyone, trying to get the crops we need for those factories, almost have to like do a little planning, right? That makes sense. Oh yes, we got a roller. We're gonna be getting rid of that roller though, and we got some nice, more American style rollers we can finally use here. So looking forward to that as well. Oh yes, and speaking of the potato planters, actually speaking of potato planters, I think field 13 is ready to go, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. We might get those going here this episode as well. Okay, looks like we're decently enough topped off here at the moment. I think we're going to test this here last episode. Last season when it came to the fertilizer. But then I decided to plant soybeans, everyone. And, well, you folks that play with precision farming know that soybeans don't exactly take fertilizer, do they? So, yeah, my great plan of using fertilizer with it, well, that didn't work out so well. Please wait while they all fold out. Yeah, the animation in is cool and all of one. To be honest, you could have just like had them all fold out at once and been done with it. In some ways, that kind of would have been nice. Ah, yes, I know, and truly a hideous sight in the field, isn't it? Red tractor, red planter. Oh, hello, car. So, yeah, apologies to all you folks out there that'll be having nightmares tonight because of the red tractor out in the field, but what are you going to do, Evan? What are you going to do? Okay, let's get some GPS going here a minute. Also, I don't need auto drive at the moment, so let's turn that off. And we are doing... Let's see, this is 90 degrees. Seems like I'm always using 0, so... A little bit different to be using the 90-degree course here. Okay, on. And off we go. And we are planting. Crop does not require additional... Oh, yeah. Oops. I was going to say, that's not right. I forget what happens when we plant over this. I forget if that's a problem or not. You know what? We won't even take a chance on one. We'll just run a high-speed disc across it. And okay, now that we switched the seed type, Evan, that definitely bumped up the nitrogen requirement just a little bit there, didn't it? I was just looking at where it is versus where it needs to be up on that screen there. Okay, let's get the John Deere out here in the 2680, and we'll just run the disc over this across this here a minute. Whoops. Yeah, exactly right. I planned this, everyone. Definitely planned this so we could use the John Deere and the high-speed disc. That was definitely the plan there. Well, it's going to give a little bit different texture, isn't it? Interestingly enough, it's not going to give a different texture on that. Very interesting. I'll have to say how Giants handles the texture change is definitely confuses me a little bit sometimes. Okay, and as far as high-speed disc going, this 2680 definitely appears to be a bit of a high-speed disc. Oh my. I think that's a little quicker than the case one yet. I guess I didn't pay attention to what the default speed is when I bought everyone, but it looks like it's fairly quick because we were moving right along there. Okay, let's hop back onto that. Now we got the crop set to the right one here, everyone. Corn. Let's actually start planting here now. Back this back up here. Oh, is it going to stay straight all the way back? Not quite close, though. Okay, there we go, one. Now we're set on corn, right? Well, we are, except I forgot to turn it on. Whoops. Oh, the struggles are real here this episode, everyone. There we go. On, lowered. Correct seed. Anything else we need to change, everyone? Let's see. 350 liters a hectare. Wow. That is going to go through some liquid fertilizer very quickly, if I'm not mistaken, everyone. Application rate 39% and auto. Variable seed rate. So yeah, we're variable rate applying seed, and we are, oh goodness, we're not locked on GPS. Oi. Can we just start this episode again? We'll get it right one of these days here, everyone. There we go. Now we're in business finally. GPS locked on, planters on, right seed type. Wow, 0. Oh, it's already been to the right fertilizer right here. And it's going to change very quickly. There we go. Now we're back to applying fertilizer again. AI worker completed their task. That's probably the lime. Speaking of the lime, by the way, we should get the potato planters going here real quick a minute. So before I keep doing this, everyone, let's go grab our potato planters here. Probably like to get this one out first if we could. Oh, between the red and blue tractors, that one. Oh my. Well, let's see what's here. Which one should we start planting first? Or should we maybe just put one planter on each field? Not maybe a half bad idea. I'll have to keep an eye on the hired worker on this field, that one, because I'm not entirely sure which way he's going to turn. We'll start right at the very front of the field here. Again, with a very narrow boundary between the fields, everyone. Yeah, the hired worker, you're just never sure. Is he going to turn the right way? Probably not. Okay, hiring the worker on this one. And like I was saying, we'll just try to keep an eye on him here. And let's go grab our other planter here, and we'll bring him over to our new-ish field. I might as well just cut through the shed, right? Hey, at least with these seeders, I can't choose the wrong seed type, right? Potatoes, that's the only thing they plant. Potatoes. Okay, so I need to move over just a little bit here. Just a little bit more overlap would be good. Okay, there we go. Now we'll throw a hired worker on that. And let's go ahead and get the lime spreader out of the way here. Speaking of the lime spreader, I should probably check field 24. How's the lime looking on field 24 here? H value's okay. Oh, wait, pH value is bad. Okay, so it looks like we probably should get some nitrogen and lime on this field. And probably setting up a course there for this would be the best, I think. Let's see, what kind of, oh yeah, we got some stuff on the way down there, so we probably should do a couple headlands down there for that one. I could be wrong on, but I think all the rest of the fields we currently own are good on lime. I think anyway, one. Of course, I've said this before, and then you start wandering out in the field, and all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, maybe not. Okay, course play, you are up. Unload a current course, create another one. No, probably about 3 headlands should be pretty good. Generate that course. A little bit of craziness going on down there, I guess. Should we try 2? Maybe 2 headlands. Let's see if that will work a little bit better. There we go. I like that better. Let's go with that. That makes a little more sense to me. I don't know what we were doing before, but that looked a little bit crazy. Okay, already set on the first waypoint. Off you go. Get her done. Potatoes, lucky to go. Speaking of potatoes, Evan, by the way, are you turning? No, you are not turning the right way. Oh my goodness, really? Come on now, hired worker. What? Should have known, Evan. Should have known, right? Wow. Well, he even went down all the way to the far end of the field to start. Oh my goodness, Evan Light. What is up with these hired workers, Evan? Some days they can't find, like, they're so brain dead dumb. Then they, I mean, still kind of sort of brain dead dumb because he jumps from one field to the next field, but still. Wow. I don't know. Don't know about these hired workers. Kind of like collisions as well. And some days the hired workers, they won't come within a mile of anything that has a collision on it, right? And then other days, that one, they'll just smash right into, you know, whatever. It's like, what? I don't know. Anyway, we'll have to come back and maybe do something about that. We'll see once here. Oh, and then I'm going to go back to plant. That one. Yes. Let's see. We're still on yet. We're still locked on GPS. I think we just need to go. And a reminder, by the way, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to click that thumbs up button. Oh, can't talk today either, apparently, everyone. Click that thumbs up button. And, of course, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do that there as well. Let's see, you don't really need course play open here at the moment. And get rid of that. Now, I guess we'll just leave that screen up. That makes a little more sense, doesn't it, everyone? Increasing nitrogen level to optimal value for corn on silty clay. Definitely jumping all over the place, isn't it? Well, anyway, we'll go check out the comments here. Actually, let me maybe turn around here a minute, then we'll get to some comments. Yeah, that's right. There is a ditch on this side of the field, isn't there? Put on brakes. The front wheels seem to put on their brakes really well. Yes, the front wheels stop turning, don't they? Very interesting. I don't know that they necessarily have brakes on the front wheels of tractors. Do they have one? I mean, obviously, if you're in a four-wheel drive mode, you would, everyone, but yeah, I could be wrong on this one, but I don't think there's brakes on the front axles, the front wheels of tractors, is there? Oh, too sharp a turn. Oops. That turned a little better. There we go. Okay, now that we're turned around on to the comments, we go. Ethan was saying, I think the John Deere 9RX weighs in about 66,000 pounds. If that gives you an idea of how big it is. Also, the White Truck Company became Freightliner. Oh, really? White Truck Company became They did? I did not realize that. And yes, Ethan is, I would say, pretty close to being right on the weight there, everyone. John Deere 9RXs, as far as I know, they weigh in right around that 60,000 pound. It depends on, weight package. And actually, there's really not much in the way of weight packages for those 9RXs, is there, everyone? I think John Deere figures with the tracks on them, they're heavy enough by themselves. So you don't typically see weight brackets on the front of a 9RX. Now, that's not to say they don't do it, everyone, but you don't typically see it. Ethan was saying, it's definitely a lot of John Deeres encased around here. I have seen quite a few Fendt in the past couple of years. Gotta say, I have a new second favorite tractor. Oh boy, he's turned into Fendt, it sounds like. No hope, no hope. Eileen was saying you should have used the case to plant since you're in a rush. You won't have to deal with the breakdowns with the John. What breakdowns? Nonsense. John Deere's don't break down. Everyone knows that. Hetro saying, great video. I plowed fields 12 and 13 together. Makes a fair size field. Hey, 12 and 13, that's these two, isn't it? Yeah, that's that's going to be a fair size field there, Hetro. That's a little bigger than a fair size. That's a huge field there, if you ask me. There we go. Much better job turning around here this time. Okay, let's start going up and down. Oh, that GPS lined up real nicely. I'll move that over just a little bit, though. Ethan was saying, I've done grapes, and it's very tedious. I wish I had the time, as I would love to do a vineyard series. That does actually sound like a bit of fun sometime. I would maybe do, I don't know if it'd be a real long series, but do like a vineyard series. Get some factories for using the grapes, stuff like that. Myself, don't know how, but I have not done anything with grapes yet here in this game. We're already, like 6 months, actually more than 6 months now, I guess, into Farming Simulator 22, and I still have not done grapes. Paul saying, hey Randy, Kubota and Versatile have teamed up to produce a high horsepower row crop tractor series. We have a couple of Kubota dealerships in my area of Ontario. Oh boy, look out for the neighbor here. We're going to do a little bit of a headland pass along here as well. Anyway, going back to Paul's comment here, he was saying his neighbor has 2 Kubota tractors. He bought a new M6 141 2 years ago. So I'm guessing M6 141 is probably around 140 horsepower if I had to guess there. Says he drove it back to the farm from the dealership. Says he's a Massey guy. Bought a Massey Ferguson 5711 last year. That's one in the game. Neat driving your own tractor in Farm Sim. Oh yes, I bet, right everyone? If it's a tractor you own, you get to actually drive it in Farm Sim. That is probably pretty cool. And as I've said before, at least around here, you just don't see farmers using Kubota yet. Not saying it won't happen, but just, yeah, you really don't see the Kubotas out in the fields that I've seen anyway. Moses was saying, great video. Keep up the great videos. Thank you very much for that. Brad was saying, all this talk about John Deere versus Case. What about Fendt? Best looking tractor out there. Boy, I think Brad better go get his vision checked or something. Maybe everyone. Definitely something wrong there. Nightwolf Gaming was saying your soil needs to be perfect on both the pH and the nitrogen to get the maximum yield. And yeah, we'll talk about here in just a second. Let me get turned around here. Man, I'm trying to pay attention to both here at the same time. That usually doesn't work. Okay, there we go. So yeah, at least when it comes to fertilizer, yes, Nightwolf is correct on that. However, when it comes to the pH and lime, everyone, as far as I know, and you folks can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments here, I'm under the impression as long as you're in the okay when it comes to lime, you should still be getting pretty much maximum yield, right, everyone? As far as I know anyway. So, like, the pH value here is good, everyone. It's not perfect, but it is good. And then there's probably some sections of the field, or maybe if we go to some of the other fields out where it says it's just okay. As far as I know, I think you still get maximum yield on that as well. But again, like I said, I could be very much wrong on that. I'm not entirely sure. As far as I know of, and with the precision farming, when it comes to lime, it really hasn't changed, everyone. It still needs to be limed every roughly third harvest. At least that's to my knowledge anyway, so. Okay, almost turned around here. Go up this side of the field here. I'm probably going to plant the short ways on this field, that one, rather than the long ways. That way we don't have to worry about this little house that's kind of in the middle of the field there. 13 Dixie Fried was saying that human malware really did a number on you. Good thing it didn't make you change from Team Green. Then we'd have some serious problems. Oh, I know, right there, 13 Dixie Fried. As it is, I mean, clearly we got some serious problems. I mean, we got RDAllen driving a red tractor here, so something's clearly not right. That being said, we do at least have the John Deere shirt on. It's probably the only reason the red tractor's running, everyone. Yeah, that's fine. We don't have access to land. We're just trying to change the GPS. There we go. Christopher was saying, good video. Thank you very much for that. Ray was also saying, good video. And yeah, like I said, Evan, I think we're going to finish planting this little strip here. Then we're probably going to have to wrap it up here for this episode. Reminder, by the way, if you'd like to watch some of the live streams here, you can find that information down below. Click on the link for Twitch there. And typically live stream during the week, everyone. Lately, it's been right around that 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time with daylight savings. Might as well mention that as well, right? What's confusing about daylight savings, I mean, is you actually have a few places around the country where they don't actually participate in the daylight savings. Which, yeah, that makes it extra confusing if you ask me. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here. But again, you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and till next time.